Hello everyone, my name is Jack and this is Homebrew Heroes, where I share with you all some homebrew content for the game Dungeons & Dragons. Today I'll be going over the Red Mage class from the Final Fantasy XIV companion book for 5th edition D&D. Created by Reddit user SilentSoren, this is a massive project that has been worked on by redditors and players for over 3 years, resulting in a guidebook filled with races, classes, and spells based on the popular online fantasy game and remade to fit into any campaign setting. If you are interested in this class or in my other videos going over this compendium, the links to them can be found in the description below. With that said, let's begin. In the world of Final Fantasy XIV, Red Mages are heroes that combine magic, swordplay, and style to fight for the greater good. They can perform swift attacks and cast magic simultaneously, making them dangerous adversaries in combat. These Crimson Adventurers are driven to protect the world from those that wish harm upon it, and never for the fame and fortune. Those just happen to be bonuses. When playing as a Red Mage, the question isn't why the Red Mages fight against evil, but more of how do they fight against evil. What is the origin of their artistic flair? That is for you to decide. For the class features, you'll get a D8 in hit dice, which is very similar to other half-casters like the Artificers and Bards. You'll get proficiencies in light armor, simple weapons, short sword, and rapiers. You also get to master 2 sets of artisan's tools of your choice. The saving throws you're proficient in is dexterity and charisma, and you'll get to obtain 2 skills of your choice from a list of 6 skills. The Red Mage's spellcasting is very similar to the spellcasting of warlocks, sorcerers, and bards. You'll get to learn and switch out spells every time you level up. Your spellcasting modifier is charisma, you can cast some cantrips, and you can cast certain spells as rituals. The spell list for the Red Mage is in chapter 10 of this guide, with the choices being, alright, let's see if I can do this in one take. 18 cantrips, 18 first level spells, 23 second level spells, 16 third level spells, 11 4th level spells, 11 5th level spells, 7 6th level spells, 5 7th level spells, 5 8th level spells, and 4 9th level spells, for a grand total of 118 spells to choose from. You can only learn up to 15 spells when you reach level 20, so be sure to choose your spells wisely. At level 1, you'll get Flair points. These are points you can use to perform certain abilities. You get to a maximum of 10 Flair points by level 20, and you get your expended Flair points back at the end of your long rest. The other first level feature is Dual Cast. With Dual Cast, if you expend 1 Flair point, you can change the casting time of a spell from 1 action to 1 bonus action, allowing you to fight with your sword and perform powerful spells within 1 round. However, you can only do this with spells that are no greater than 4th level. You'll have to remember that you can't cast a spell as an action if you do cast a spell as a bonus action, except when you cast a cantrip as an action. That rule can be found in the player's handbook if you want more information. The next feature is Combat Style. This is where you choose your fighting style, aka your subclass. Your choices include the Sword Dancer, the Spell Slinger, and the Battle Rose. You'll get their unique features at levels 2, 6, 10, and 14. The ability score improvement levels for the Red Mage is 4, 8, 12, 16, and 19, which can be used to increase your ability scores. At level 5, you'll get the classic Extra Attack feature. This lets you attack twice whenever you take the attack action. Then, all the way at level 18, you'll get Battle Flourish. With this, you'll recover 1d4 Flair points when you roll for initiative. Most features only require 1 Flair point to activate, so even though this gets you a few Flair points, you'll still have many options to spend them on during a fight. The capstone feature is Acceleration. With this, you can break that spellcasting rule from earlier and cast 2 spells with the Dual Cast feature. 1 as an action, and 1 as a bonus action. Not even the rules of this game can stop you from being an all-powerful half-caster. Each of the combat styles changes the way you fight off the forces of evil. The Sword Dancer style lets you become one with your sword, embracing the way of the blade and making you look good in the process. The first feature is the special move Corpse to Corpse. By spending 1 Flair point, you can select 1 creature 30 feet away from you, and charge at them in a straight line, attacking the first creature you encounter in that line. When you hit a creature, you can do a regular attack against them, and add a bonus 1d4 piercing damage to the damage roll. Next is your Heroic Charm. By level 6, you could spend 1 flare point to reroll any charisma ability check that you make. You also gain proficiency in 1 charisma skill of your choice, like performance or intimidation. At level 10, you can get the feature displacement. Here's a play-by-play of how it works. This is a special maneuver where you attack a creature, then leap up and backward up to 30 feet in a straight line, making a special ranged spell attack against the creature you just attacked. You do not provoke any opportunities against creatures you leap over, but you do stop moving if you try to leap over a large-sized creature. This is useful when you want to attack your enemies with hit and leap tactics and you want to avoid any of their melee attacks. The final feature is Enchanted Blade. Your magic allows you to summon your attuned weapon to your hand as an action, even if it's non-magical. You can also spend 1 flare point to deal additional damage when you attack with this weapon. The Sword Dancer is, well, a literal sword dancer. Being able to move across the battlefield without provoking opportunity attacks when you use your special moves lets you be anywhere in the conflict, you can attack whoever you want, and you can retreat from any threat. Give your Red Mage the mobile feat, and you'll be good to go. If the Sword Dancer is the master of swordplay, then the Spellslinger is the master of spellcasting. Spellslingers are dangerous red mages that can cast spells faster than anyone. If you want to make the dual cast feature even more effective, then this combat style is for you. The first feature is Manifestation. As a bonus action, you can spend a number of flare points to cast a spell without a spell slot. The flare points you have to spend is 2 times the level of the spell that you want to cast. For example, if you want to cast the 3rd level spell Haste, you have to spend 6 flare points, because 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 2 is 6. Yep, that is right, yep. You'll spend a lot of flare points with this, but you'll save those precious spell slots when you really need them. The 6th level feature is Charmed, I'm sure. This lets you gain advantage on an charisma ability check if you spend 1 flare point. Now you can be charming at any time you want. The next feature is Quicksilver Casting, and it's a mouthful. Okay, here we go. Whenever you deal damage to a creature with a cantrip as an action, you could spend 1 flare point to gain advantage on ranged spell attacks against that same creature, or cause the creature to suffer disadvantage against dexterity saving throws from your spells until the end of your turn. This is only effective when you cast a spell as a bonus action when you use this feature, either naturally or through dual cast or manifestation, or else you'll just be wasting a very valuable flare point. So be careful. The final feature is Liquefaction. This is the opposite of the manifestation feature. As a bonus action, you could spend a spell slot to gain more flare points. The number of points is equal to 2 times the spell level. For example, you can sacrifice a 3rd level spell slot to gain 6 flare points. Then, hear me out, you could spend those 6 points to cast a 3rd level spell. Everything makes sense now. This subclass doesn't have the flashy moves like the Sword Dancer, but it definitely lets you take control of when and how you want to cast your spells. As long as you're careful with your flare points, you can use your flare to your full potential. With the Sword Dancer and Spellslinger styles focusing on taking the spotlight of the Battle Rose is the true conductor of the battle. Battle Roses gain abilities that support their allies and work at resolving conflicts as a team. The first feature is Dazzling Diversion. As an action, you can spend 1 flare point to distract a nearby target. This lets all of your allies' melee attacks against that target be made with advantage. Great for all of you and your friendly barbarians to gang up against a powerful boss. The level 6 feature is In Good Company. You could spend 1 flare point to have an ally use your charisma modifier for their charisma skill checks for up to 5 minutes. With this, you can support your friends through any social interaction. The next feature you'll obtain is Embolden. As an action, you could spend 1 flare point to strengthen your friend's resolve, granting their damaging effects like spells and attacks deal bonus damage until the end of your next turn. At this point, you can just let your friends do the fighting for you. I'm kidding, this is really cool though. The final feature is Follow My Lead. As a bonus action, you could spend 2 flare points to have an ally move up in the initiative order, so that they can act right after you do. Really useful for changing the flow of the battle, but only as long as you aren't on the bottom of the initiative order, then you'll just be dragging your friends down with you. Overall, this is a great supportive subclass. You won't gain any fancy features for yourself, and they definitely won't help you if you're fighting solo, but you do get some great bonuses to give out to your teammates. Anything is possible with the power of friendship, and a good fireball. Anything is possible with a good fireball spell. And with that, that was the Red Mage class of Final Fantasy XIV. This is a really cool class. SilentSoren and everybody else did a great job with it, and I can't wait to go over the other classes in their guide. Let me know in the comments of your thoughts on this class. Is it balanced? What changes would you recommend? Anything like that. Also, let me know of other homebrew you would like me to go over in the comments below as well. The link to this compendium can be found in the description below. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to like and subscribe for more homebrew content and other things flourish. Till next time, bye.